Hey everybody, this is Debbie at Carolina Cruzin Motorcycle Coaching, and today is Sunday, January 9th, and it's right before noon, and I am out here in beautiful North Carolina, Pittsboro, North Carolina, to be exact, and that's where I live. And one of the things that I love about North Carolina is I love that we can ride just about year round. And I'm just gonna switch my light off there. And so, yeah, I mean, it gets cold. I've had people come to visit me and say, hey, I thought it was supposed to be warm in North Carolina. Well, I mean, we're really, we're in the South, but we're not too far from the mid-Atlantic states. So, we're one of the more northern southern states. So yeah, it gets cold. If you look at the forecast for even, like Georgia or something, they're not much out of the 50s, maybe the low 60s themselves. So I feel pretty fortunate here because I actually really, really like and enjoy riding in the colder weather. And that change happened for me when I learned how to ride in the cold weather. You just kind of have to know what to do and what gear to use. And I always hear people say, oh, lots of layers. And while I do agree with that, that is part of the equation. What has made a difference for me in my winter riding is not only layers, but also one of your layers that does not allow air to pass through. So, I'm wearing today, I have a jacket on, and I'm not going to unstrip all my layers, but under my jacket, I only have 2 other layers today. So it's 48 degrees. It might have gone up to 50 since I left, but, it's right around that 48 degree mark today, which is not extremely, extremely cold. There's definitely, we get colder weather than that. But, you have to figure, I was just out there for almost an hour just now and doing speeds of 55 to 60 miles an hour because I'm on back roads. I did get on one highway just for a little bit there and I hit 75. And so when you're at those speeds, you're not just, riding at 48 degrees, you are riding at whatever the wind chill is for the speed. So, I don't have my wind chill chart in front of me, but, from my recollection of looking at it, I'm going to say that when you're doing 75 miles an hour and, the temperature is 48 degrees or 50 degrees, that you are down to a wind chill easily in the 30s, and it could even be less than that. When you're doing 75, it could even be, high 20s. And I will tell you that with the gear that I have on today, I have not felt anything. Now, if I was out all day, would I start to feel cold? I don't know. It's possible. But all I have on is this, I have a jacket on, and it's just like, this kind of like a varsity football style, jacket, the type I'm talking about. And so I've got that, and then I've got a windbreaker on underneath that, and then underneath that I just have a long sleeve shirt on. So that windbreaker and being able to kind of stop that wind from moving through your clothes is really, really the key to staying warm in the winter. And of course you want to have something warm on, so my jacket and my long sleeve shirt are keeping me warm. And right beneath my jacket is my windbreaker. Now, I've actually looked at windbreakers that have a fleece lining, and I'm actually thinking about getting one of those. But even without that today, riding, I am not cold. Now, let's talk about what I've got on the bottom. So I've just got a pair of jeans on, but underneath my jeans, I just have your regular, simple, regular old pair of thermal long johns. And I can feel a little bit of wind on my legs while I'm riding, but not enough to make me feel cold. I'll tell you, those thermal underwear, they really, really do to help to break that wind going through. And of course, the biggest thing that I do in the winter is I have a full face helmet. So I actually have 3 full face helmets. One's a modular where just the chin bar, opens up to here. You can't really ride with it that way. And that helmet I don't really wear much anymore because, I have learned a lot about helmets and about the shape of your head. And there's oval helmets and there's round shaped helmets. And I have found out that I have more of, I guess I'm an egghead because the more oval helmets fit me the best. And I have found that these LS2 helmets, they can be a little bit pricey. I mean, they are by far not the most expensive helmets out there, not even by far. But I feel like they're quality helmets. This one I found recently, I think it's pretty cool. I can't really show you all of it because, it's hard to show you, but, it's got that dream catcher right there, and then it's got like some leaves, some feathers, and they're kind of iridescent-y. So it's kind of a cool helmet. I think it looks nice. And you know, my helmet, my bike is burgundy and black, so I kind of feel like this complements my bike well. But having the full face helmet, now I do have another LS2 helmet which has the 360-degree rotating chin bar, which that helmet I like to take with me like into the mountains, because it can either be an open face or it can be a full face. So like if I'm in the mountains, you know, I want mostly an open face because I like to feel the wind on my face. But if it starts raining or something, you know, I want to close my face up. So that LS2 helmet is really good. Now that one ran me about $470. Those might have come down. That was the LS2 Gallant 2, and they might be a little less expensive now. I'm not sure, but that was worth the money for me because I took that on my cross country trip, and it was just a great helmet because there were days where it was warm and I wanted my face open. So I mean, it was not, you know, it's closes you in more than a half helmet, but at least it like gives you your face open. But it was helpful because like on that one day, not just one day, but there was one particular day where we rode to the top of Going to the Sun Road in Glacier National Park in Montana, and it was you know, an iffy kind of day anyway. But as we started to approach the top, it got really cold, and I mean a huge rainstorm blew through, and I mean, you know, it was nice to be able to close up my face and not have my face get all wet. And it was cold. Let me tell you, it was cold on top of that mountain. So so that helmet is good for that. But you know, in the winter, I know that I want to be closed in the whole time I'm riding, so that's why I like to have this nice full face helmet. It's not modular in any way. The chin bar does not open up. It's just, you know, right over your head. But I'll tell you what, this is a snug, comfy helmet. It's one of the only full face helmets I've ever had that I'm comfortable to wear eyewear underneath it, because it does not come with a sunshade. It just has the visor. So you know, you definitely need to wear sunglasses with it. But let me tell you, I've been riding all day now, or not all day, but the last hour with my sunglasses on underneath this helmet, and I can turn my head. I don't feel my sunglasses moving. Sometimes, you know, you move and the helmet pushes your sunglasses around. So this is a great helmet. This was just the LS2. I can, you know, maybe share the link in the description, so that you can kind of go to Amazon and check it out. But I really like this helmet, and they have the same helmet with different designs on it. And last but not least, what I want to talk about really quick with my winter riding is the one thing, of course, that gets the coldest when we're riding, is probably our hands, right? Our hands get cold when we ride. Well, last year, or the year before, I guess, I found a really great pair of leather gloves. And I was riding at night in 30-something degree weather, and those gloves kept me warm. I've ridden in rain with those, and those are great gloves, and I still have them. But, you know, they had some studs on them because they're leather gloves, leather motorcycle gloves, and in the rain, those studs got all rusty, and now the gloves don't look so great. And they also didn't really have a lot of, like, protection if you went down or anything, God forbid. But these gloves, they do. So I've got, this is like plastic there, so if I went down, you know, it's going to protect the palms of my hand. It's got some reinforcement here, but not enough that it's annoying for you on the throttle. You can still grip your throttle just fine. And I just, like I said, it's also got the knuckle protection, so I like that. There you go, the knuckle protection. I just rode for an hour, and my hands are not even close to being cold. So these were new gloves that Santa brought me for Christmas. Wanted to try them out. I've been looking at a lot of different gloves because I hate wearing gloves because I feel like they obstruct my riding, or they impede my ability to ride, like my clutch and stuff. And so I will tell you that these gloves are warm, but they are not extremely thick. And that is the key to finding gloves that are warm and not thick. And because they're fabric, and they're not leather, I was a little concerned that these were not going to be warm gloves, although they got really good reviews. Well, I'm here to tell you that so far in my assessment, these are good gloves. Okay, so they kind of have that gauntlet look and feel. The only thing I wish were different is I wish that I had found gloves that had a little bigger of a gauntlet, because I like my jacket to kind of tuck in. Now my jacket is kind of tucked in here, although it's open there. See, if you're riding and you've got any space in your jacket open, you know, that's just a place for air to be able to enter and blow up into your sleeves. But because of the layers that I have on below, luckily I didn't feel any air going up my sleeves or anything while I was riding today. So the only thing I wish were different is these had just a bigger wrist area that could go over, that was much bigger to go over my jacket. But like I said, the way that I've got them set up today, I'm not feeling anything going up my jacket. My hands are warm, and in fact, while I'm stopped right now doing this, I'm starting to feel my hands get really hot, like almost sweating. So I will tell you, these are really, really warm gloves, and I will also post the link for these down in the description as well. So, last but not least, which is the one thing I didn't talk about, is feet. Now, I don't know. I do hear people talking about their feet getting cold. That's not a problem I've ever had. My feet don't seem to get cold. So, I wear these moisture wicking motorcycle socks that I found. I love them. They're called Dickies. And I wear them year round. I wear them in the summer. I wear them in the winter. They seem to keep my feet dry in the summer when I'm sweating, and they seem to keep my feet warm in the winter. And, for footwear, I just wear leather tactical boots. Like that, the police wear and stuff. I don't go out there getting crazy with, Harley Davidson and all that kind of stuff, although those are some nice boots. Or Milwaukee leather, which I actually have a pair of Milwaukee leather, and I have a pair of Harley Davidson boots. And my favorite pair of boots are these Enforcer leather boots that I found. Actually, they are leather. And because you're not going to believe when I tell you, but I just got these, I guess in the fall. No, sorry, in last summer I bought these in Walmart. And I wouldn't normally buy shoes in Walmart because I would think they were cheap, but I actually checked them out on Amazon first, and they sell them there as well. And those also got some good reviews. And I just do them for local riding. I have a little more durable pair, a little more expensive pair that I take with me, like if I was going to do longer trips. But don't discount tactical boots. These have a reinforced toe in them. So they're not too heavy, but I feel like, they're really good protection for my feet. And again, riding an hour today in the cold, my feet don't feel anything. So just because it's cold doesn't mean you can't ride. And as I've gotten older, surprisingly, not even just older, I guess wiser is really the word that I'm looking for. As I've gotten wiser in motorcycle riding and gear, I have found that I actually almost really enjoy colder weather riding over warm weather riding, because in the summertime, man, in North Carolina, it can get sweltering. And if it's July or August and it's, 2 and 3 in the afternoon, or between 1 and 3 in the afternoon, or even at noon, and, we can have 98 degrees and you're riding and you just have that hot air just blowing at you, and, there's nothing you can do to cool off. But at least in the winter, you can, or in the cooler months, you can put more gear on. And I don't even feel that bulky because, like I said, I've got that one layer that is the windbreaker that really allows me to not have a million layers on and feel like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, or the guy in A Christmas Story who's like, Mom, I can't put my arms down. So just because it's winter doesn't mean that your bike needs to be away. As long as the roads are dry and ice free, there is no reason why you can't still get out and ride and be a year-round rider. And that is one of the things that I love about living in North Carolina, is that I still get to get out riding. And I may not go out riding for as long as I do, in the nicer weather, but like today, I honestly feel like I could stay out. I have to get home and do some chores. I have a house to take care of, and so this is a good time of year for my motorcycle riding to not completely distract the things that I have to get done at home. But if I didn't have anything to do today, there is no reason why I wouldn't have stayed out riding all day today. So anyway, with that, that's all I have to say. And I hope that you're out there riding. I hope that you can find some good gear, some warm gear that's comfortable, that looks good, that keeps you nice and warm. I will post links to anything that I can to help you find gear that you can ride in. And with that, be safe out there. Keep 2 wheels on the ground. Happy New Year to you all. I hope that 2022 is exactly the year that you want it to be. We can make our year. None of this, oh, thanks 2022. I'm kind of getting so sick and tired of people like, things happen. Life happens, okay? People die, tragedies happen, but don't blame the year. Things just happen in life. And so, when we go into this year of like, oh, great, let's, 2022, so that's great, let's start off that way. Oh, and everyone's all, now people are looking for stuff to happen because they want to be able to go, oh, yeah, thanks, 2022. We thought you were going to be a better year. Don't make 2022 that year for you. 2020 and 2021 were challenging years because of COVID, but I will tell you that those were two of some of the best years that I have had. I started Carolina Cruzin at the end of 2019 and really ramped it up in 2020, and that was such a great year. The business was successful, and I met so many great people, and I helped so many women learn to ride. And 2021 was just more of the same, and I got to go on a cross-country trip. So the kind of year that you have is all up here in your head and not what's happening around you. And sometimes terrible things happen. Yes, that's true. But we don't have to let that make us feel that our year is a bad year, okay? So get out there and ride. Live your life the way that you want to live it. Be good, be kind, be caring, and help other people, and have a positive attitude about your life. And if something's not going right, then you know what? It's okay to cry about it. It's okay to be upset about it. Cry, do what you need to do, yell, scream, whatever, and then figure out a way to fix it and make it better. Okay, so one of the ways that I do that is I get out there and I ride and I think about things, and that's how I come up with solutions to fix things when they're wrong. But the year that you have is all up to you and not the events happening around you. So like I said, no more excuses. Get out there and ride. Get yourself a good pair of gloves. Get yourself some proper riding gear, a full face helmet, and you can be out there riding all year round, okay? But be safe, and I will see you soon, I hope, as I start to formulate all of the trainings that I'm going to be holding in 2022. I hope to see you at some of them, because everybody always needs to take training every year. Keep your skills up, and you got to practice. So everyone take care, be good, and I will see you soon. All right, bye-bye.